From the News Channel 8 studios, this is Let's Talk Live.
We are going to talk about pets.
I love this topic.
It's all about traveling with your animals. Do you know what to do? Do you know when your animal is ready? We're going to tell you.
And for a lot of people, you know, going on vacation, it's not much of a vacation if they don't bring their pet with them, because the pet's part of the family. So wherever you're headed this summer, if you will be traveling, it can be done with a pet with a little bit of planning. We've got today with us the author of The Dog Lover's Guide to Travel, Kelly Carter, and we also have Dr. Gary Weitzman here. He is the co-host of WAMU's Animal House. Good to have you with us.
Thanks so much, ladies.
And look at this cutie pie on your lap. Who's this?
This is Lucy. Lucy's been traveling for 13 years, so she's a pro.
She is adorable. Now, what's the breed here?
Long-haired Chihuahua.
Oh my goodness. You know, I think of Chihuahuas as like kind of scaredy little things, but she looks very calm.
She is very calm, and you know, and that's the good thing about traveling with her, as she's been calm since day one. We met at an airport, of all places. She wasn't wandering around lost in baggage claim. I actually, I had to go pick her up, and so she's just been the best little traveler. And we've traveled all over Europe and the United States and the Caribbean and Canada and Mexico and.
Maybe that's why she's so well adjusted, because she's been places. She's had exposure.
Exactly. It's all about, it's like a kid. You know, if you expose them to things early on, they'll adapt easy.
Well, Dr. Weitzman, is it easier to travel with a small pet like Lucy?
You know, sure. We were just laughing, Kelly and I, because Lucy's what, 6 pounds?
Yes.
6 or 7 pounds, and my Jake is 100 pounds. My little dog, Betty's a pit bull, and she's about 82 pounds. I don't think that they make a bag that I can put those two in.
This is a pocketbook dog, right?
And she's so good. She's so calm. She's just, she goes with the flow. Yeah. I mean, it's the things that she's seen. It's much easier, I think, when you have a small dog. But you can do it with a large dog, too.
We're taking a look at your pets here.
Oh, those are
okay,
big.
there they are.
Yeah, there they are.
They are big dogs.
They're gigantic. They are. One of them is a wall of noise, not just his own size, but he's a noisy guy.
Where have you gone with your pets?
They have been everywhere. I used to live in Washington, D.C., and I moved to California to San Diego 2 years ago. Drove them with me. I was really worried about how they were going to do the trip. Second we got in the car, and I'm going to talk about this with Kelly tonight at National Geographic, but they fell asleep the second we got from Capitol Hill to Roslyn on 66, and they were done. They slept the whole way across country.
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrific.
That is amazing. And it is harder to travel with a dog, but one of the things that I point out in the book is, like, there are hotel chains like Kimpton Hotel, which takes dogs of all sizes. Not just a dog, you can bring a baby elephant in there. You will not get charged. They don't care.
But don't.
But don't. Exactly. But there are a lot of hotels that will make exceptions, and even if you have like a Labradoodle or so. Say if the hotel says, oh yeah, the weight limit's 25 pounds and you have a 50-pound Labradoodle, call the hotel and say, you know what, my dog is really well behaved, and here's a YouTube video of my dog, and see how well adjusted it is, how well behaved, and you'd be surprised how many times the hotel GM will make an exception for a larger dog.
You can win them over.
Yes.
Yeah, I was in Santa Fe at a hotel, and they said they had a weight limit, and I cleared it ahead of time, which is what Kelly talks about in her book, Don't Surprise the Hotel.
Right.
They knew my dogs were coming. I had the email in hand proving it. When I got there, they said, no, we can't take your dogs. I said, here's the email. And then they said, oh, in that case, they went behind the desk and they pulled out 2 big gift baskets, gave them to my 2 dogs. So Kelly's right. In her book, she talks about that, and you have to let them know, and they're usually happy to have you.
Where do most travelers go wrong when it comes to bringing their pets along?
Probably taking too big of a trip, making that first trip too big. I always suggest that people start off small. Even go check into a local hotel and see how your dog does in another area. I was in San Diego one time, and a lady said to me, she said, oh, I see that you have your dog with you. I have my dog too. And I said, oh, great. She said, how's your dog doing in the room? I said, fine. She said, oh, my dog's so nervous, it's pooping everywhere.
Oh, no.
And I said, yikes. And so, yeah, that's the last thing. Those things do happen, but sometimes, you know, just like we get stressed out in a new environment, our pets can do that too. So start small. Don't take a trip from DC to Seattle
or San Diego.
Or San Diego. But start small and see how your dog does first. See how it likes its carrier. Try to make the carrier a fun place for a dog. Just don't use the carrier to go to the vet or just go on a trip. You know, put treats in there, put toys in there, go to the doggy bakery, and make sure that your dog or cat, you know, loves its carrier, and it'll make traveling a lot easier.
So it's sort of like a playpen for a baby with toys.
Exactly.
Like
so.
a fun place to be in. Well, we're
Right.
looking at some great pictures here. I just saw some pictures of dogs at the beach. Are there some certain things we need to keep in mind at the beach with
Do
pets?
keep in mind the sunblock for one. You know, dogs get sunburned just like we do. Put sunblock on their nose, on their ears. You know, try to make sure they don't ingest the water because that can cause bloating and throwing up and things like that. So
And
make
the
sure
sand.
you take your
the
own
sand can
water.
be really hot, and little burrs in the sand, and those can get in their paws, and you might not even see it.
And not all beaches accept dogs,
No,
right?
that's,
and they have
that's
certain
true.
hours when
Yeah,
you can bring your
that's
dog
true.
to the
And that's
beach.
one of the great things in the Dog Lover's Guide to Travel is I really do, I think, a good job of listing all the regulations for different beaches. You know, you go to the Hamptons, for instance, and every beach, their laws are different. You can have your dogs on the beach at this time, but not this time. You know, when it's a busy summer months, it's, you know,
Right.
only like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. That's
And
why I
don't
love
break the rules, because it ruins it for everybody.
it ruins it for everybody, and you will get fined. I mean, you go to Charleston, and you try taking your dog on a beach at a time it shouldn't be there, and the cops come out of the bushes and write you a ticket.
Good to
Yes.
know.
All right, really quickly, you all have an event tonight.
We have a big event tonight called
excited.
Yes, Jet Set Pets. It's taking place at National Geographic at 7:30 p.m. You can have cocktails and appetizers and learn so much about pet travel.
And we're going to have
All
some
right.
cocktails and then have a nice discussion about what taking our dogs for vacation.
That sounds great. Well, happy travels with
Thank you
your
both.
pets. Good to
Thank
see you
you.
both. Kelly Carter and Dr. Gary Weitzman.
And still ahead on Let's Talk Live.